your number is, but that's about all I can do for you. If you go on that 1010 website and figure out what the data manager, I think it's membership at 10-10.org. You can send an email to the data manager through that email address. You could possibly look it up, because they do have other software that's not available to the general membership on their computers, and they possibly could tell you what your number used to be. I used to actually have that software, but it's on an old Tandy 88 computer that I never do turn on anymore, and it's sitting over yonder in the corner covered with dust. so I don't have the software available right now to look it up. But anyway, thanks for the contact. Nice to know the band's up and out of Virginia, and hope you're having a nice weekend. This is Kilo Charlie 4 Tango Victor Zulu 73.
73, K4TFJ.
Yeah, N9LAP. Yeah, what kind of rig and antenna are you using? I mean, your audio is excellent, and you don't have any RF back in the cab with you, so I know you got a good antenna, huh? Oh man, you gotta like that. That's a perfect setup for 10 meters. Believe it or not, I've done some field testing on the Wilson mobile antenna. I had a buddy of mine who had a Wilson 1000 on his mobile. He lived about 12 miles from me. So anyway, he's sitting there one day asking me, what's my signal report on the Wilson 1000? I'm going to change antennas. Well, I gave him a 5x5. Well, anyway, he said, let me change my antenna out. I'm going to change from a 1000 to a 5000. And he was still sitting in his driveway. His signal went up from a 5x5 to a 5x7. It brought him up by 2 S units. And I don't know if you're well aware of this or not, but every time you double your power on 10 meters, your signal report increases by 2 S units. So changing from the Wilson 1000 to the Wilson 5000, he did the same thing as doubling his power. Over. Went from being clean audio to dirty audio. Yeah, that's all it did, is it made your audio your audio was hot, in other words, as amateur radio operators would call it. You had hot audio. Now your audio is good and clean, crystal clear. And you're still 5.9 plus 20 dB. Either way you want to go, you got my. The only station who's ever put my S meter past 5.9 plus 20 dB was an airplane operating on 10 meters at 30,000 feet when he flew over the city of Atlanta. So there you go. You got a bodacious signal in Georgia and crystal clear audio. But anyway, getting back to the Wilson 5000 and the Wilson 1000, the difference is the coil has bigger gauge in diameter wire. And believe it or not, I build a lot of dipoles, and the larger in diameter wire that you use on a dipole antenna, there's a technical term called the skin effect in RF, radio frequency. It's called skin effect. And so the bigger diameter as your dipole wire is, the more broad-banded the antenna is going to be as far as being resonant on a wider range of frequencies. And probably the reason it brought his signal up is because it lowered his SWR. It made his SWRs more broad-banded, and it brought his signal up because his SWRs was probably high on the Wilson 1000. So when he put the 5000 on there, it gave him more broadbandness, and his signal was getting out rather than traveling back to his radio in RF. So I understand how it works. It's kind of magic, and I really like the Wilson antennas, whether it's a little wheel, a Wilson 1000, or a Wilson 5000. But the reason I'm telling you all this is so that you know that the Wilson 5000 is the best. I mean, out of the Wilson line of antennas, you have the best antenna you could get. The only thing you could do to improve was to get a 110-inch steel whip out there in the mobile, and then you could take an antenna tuner and you could tune all the other HF bands with a 110-inch steel whip. But anyway, this is Kilo Charlie 4 Tango Victor Zulu. Thanks for the contact, 7-3, and drive safe. Okay, well, I do own a 575 microphone, so I know exactly what you're talking on. 7-3, and have a nice day. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, this is Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. Okay, I do have you. November 2, Bravo Echo Golf. You're 5x5 in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Todd. Tango Oscar Delta Delta 1010 number 60783. QSL? Okay, QSL, Doug, thanks for the 1010 contact today. I do have my XYL here with me, so you'll be getting another call from this station. This is KC4TVZ 73.
November 2, Bravo Echo Golf. This is Kilo Delta 4, Bravo Victor Golf. 1010 number is 64773. And I did copy all of your information, QSL. Okay, 7-3, and have a good weekend.
CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010, that's a Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu. CQ1010.